How are you?
I'm good, man. Coach Norvell said that he liked some of the big plays and some of the way the quarterbacks kind of managed things, but he felt like the defense early on kind of took some control with some TFLs, things like that. Did you feel like you guys responded to the way they responded early in practice?
Well, yeah, man, they got it up there. It's pretty good there early. Just you know how it is. One basic function or one guy misses a down block, there's somebody in the backfield. So what you like is the composure. So nobody was on kind of got down. Everybody stayed focused, locked in, and once they settled, you start to kind of see some drives and some big plays start to hit. So that's always good to see is the response.
Next will be Brennan Sinone from Knowles 247.
You mentioned the response, Alex. Has that been consistent this spring? Say there's a bad period or two. Has the offense generally been able to kind of navigate through downs and get back to neutral when things haven't gone right?
Well, yeah, because it's execution. A lot of times on offense, you get out and you're hyped, your nerves are going, and you're ready to go out there and attack. But at the end of the day, you got to focus on what the call was, and you got to survey the defense and be able to execute at a high level. So then after you calm yourself, the anxiety goes down and everything like that, and you get more into execution mode, you start to see more rhythm, more flow. So I just think, I got to do a better job of making sure they're calm and relaxed as we go out so they can focus on the execution. But, you like to see once they calm go, we need to start faster, though.
Kurt Weiler from Tallahassee Democrat.
A guy who Coach Norvell praised for today was Trey Benson in terms of a guy who I know broke a few big runs. I know there was a sense of maybe bringing him along slowly, just coming off that injury coming into the spring, but how impressed have you been by how he's just kind of seemed like gotten more and more comfortable?
Trey's a competitor. If we tried to limit him, he probably, run through the coaching box to try to get out on the field. He wants it. So we're never going to hinder a kid that wants to get better. Of course, we're monitoring, but he's ready to go. I mean, he's running hard. He's picking up the plays. We're not, babying him at all. So he is focused, and I love his approach to going in and competing with a pretty established room. So Trey's going to bring us, I'm liking the progression I'm seeing.
Next will be Perry from Tomahawk Nation.
Coach, as far as the newcomers on the offensive line, how do you think that they did today in their first time coaches off the field?
Well, two of the guys with Daltrey and Kanaya, both of them should be taking English 4 and looking for their prom suits. So for them to be out and go out in the scrimmage in the spring and get some live action, a lot of them are going, I put them in some challenging situations. I put them with the twos. I put them in with 2 minute. I wanted them to get some good work and good competition. So I liked how they're responding and handling the adversity. They're meeting extra. They're picking it up. Nobody's standing behind them telling them the plays in the scrimmage. They've been here for, 3 months. So I can't wait to watch them grow and develop. I mean, they kind of become a part of the group. Now, the other 2 guys are blessed. I threw him in some really tough situations, with just going out there and seeing if he can compete at a high level with the first group, and just I've been mixing them 1s and 2s and just trying to see, can he handle it by himself. So I thought he got a little fatigued at the end, so we got to work on some straining, but it was good to get him out there and kind of get that measuring stick of where he needs to go. And Caden, he's just steady Eddie. He just got to keep working on body control and things like that. He's fine, so I can't wait to get him back out there.
Next will be Matt Marshall from the Orlando Sentinel.
Alex, Mike talked a little bit ago about needing to play faster after this first scrimmage. Mm-hmm. What did you see from your guys on the offensive side about tempo and what needs to get better over the next couple of weeks?
We just got to stress it with just basically, getting set. That's the bottom line. We're going to go as the O-line and the quarterbacks go and get set, because if we get set, that'll set the defense. And I think, that comes from just confidence and communication. How confident have I communicated? Because as you start rolling groups, what happens is, especially at O-line and other things, you have to, hey, this is the ID, this is the front, these are the pressures to look for, that communication aspect. But after you grow that cohesiveness, now it's just everybody kind of on the same page. So the more confidence you gain, the faster you play. As you said, all positions from tempo to quarterback to all that. Just the more you learn and get comfortable, the faster you operate.
We'll go back to Brennan Sinone.
How was Jordan Travis done throughout the spring in your estimation, and then specifically today, I guess, what stood out about how he performed?
What I liked about Jordan was, number one, he's trusting the pocket. He's sitting in there making some throws. He's keeping those guys confident. And what's happening when Jordan gets in the huddle, you can tell he's in there because our guys kind of light up a little bit. They're like, all right, 13's back here. So I like how his relationship with those guys is just going far, and I mean more than anyone can imagine. So when he's in there operating, his knowledge of the offense, he wants to get out there and we kind of limited him a little bit, just talking about as far as how much offense we're going to run, because he can run it all if he wanted to. He can pretty much check to whatever he want to check to, but his confidence is growing, trust in the pocket, and his arm talent. I mean, he's getting a lot better.
Go back to Kurt from Tallahassee Democrat.
We've seen out of practice the playmaking ability that guys like Johnny Wilson, Michael Pittman, some of the new receivers have brought. I guess, what did you see from them today, and how have you seen them really raise the level of the rest of that room, the guys who were returning as well?
That's a very confident room. We got some old vets in there that's bringing those guys along too, because a lot of those guys, some of them have played a lot, some of them hadn't played a lot. So to get these reps and raise the competition in the room is just raising the standard in the room. And, that's just the base bottom line of it. But all of those guys I've been pleased with. And also not only everybody, talk about catching the ball, but getting lined up quick, blocking, understanding different assignments, being able to play multiple positions. I like how that room has been so we can move guys and have more position flexibility within the position.
We'll go back to Ira.
It seems like at Thursday's practice, all three quarterbacks kind of had some really nice moments in the passing game in general. Does that kind of feed on itself sometimes when receivers are making plays, quarterbacks are making good throws? Does that kind of become contagious across the offense?
Well, yeah, just it's spring practice. You got good high level competition between offense and defense. So you have a guy, you might have a day go out there and you complete everything. Next day the defense is stopping everything. So it kind of goes back and forth. But what it does is just create a standard of operation. It shows what we can do, and if we can do this, we have to be able to do it consistently and over again, and building that confidence and being able to make those deep plays, being able to get those quarterbacks in rhythm, being able to protect. So one thing I've really been pleased with is kind of going further is the backs in protection. You talk about them running the big runs, but watching Trey and Ward and those guys pick up those young guys like Rodney jumping in front of those backers and jumping in front of those pressures has been pleasing to see. So that's what's really allowing us to be able to kind of hit those shots, man. I've been, with the tight ends, them kind of attaching and helping in protection, them guys getting out in routes, catching options. Like, it's been really good to see just the overall how everything, because it takes a lot to be able to get the ball downfield. So I think we need massive improvement, but it's good to see some progression.
Go back to Kurt.
We've seen out of practice that not a lot changes for you in terms of your duties, but how are things different in the scrimmage, and I guess how natural was it straddling those two roles?
Oh, man, working for Coach Novell, the standard, expectation. I had some fun out there today, got to call some plays and just got to watch guys and, get better, and so it's a fun, it's an enjoyable role, and it's just fun to be out in the grass, man. That's one of the best parts of our job, is being able to be out there with those guys and watching their progression. But no, man, I've always been involved in pretty much all, so it's fun to get out there and kind of, dial it up a little bit.
All right, last question. We'll go to Ira.
I want to go back to that running back room. It seems like, obviously losing Jay Sean was a big loss, but you guys have a lot of guys that seem to be making plays, performing well at different functions. How do you even worry in the spring about how that's all going to shake out in terms of playing time? Even a guy like C.J. Campbell has had a lot of really good moments this spring. Like, do you even worry about or think right now about how that's going to play out in games, or is it just all about individual guys getting better?
I'm going to quote one of my favorite TV shows. I used to watch a show called The Wire, and I remember Marlo told this guy, he said, that's one of those good problems. So that's a good problem to worry about that. We worry about that when it comes.
All right, thank you, Coach.